Agentic AI is becoming a buzzword and people just throw it in the conversation and it shows stuff that is not exactly agentic. And in this video, I'm going to show you what is and what isn't agentic. Okay, so usually what people talk about and claim it's agentic is this. Basically, you have a agent, they call it an agent, but this is the infrastructure in, say, Claude Code. And in this infrastructure, they have one or more workflows. And each workflow has its own instructions and its own tools. So basically, when you run the workflow, it reads the instructions and then uses various tools to perform each task, each step of the workflow. And that's it. It is very smart, but it is not agentic. I'm going to show you exactly what an agentic AI is, what it looks like, and I'm going to show you my own methodology that I have been working on for the past 3 months. And this is how I set up agentic AI systems. Okay, you can see it's very different now, right? The true agentic system has the infrastructure, which other people are calling it an agent, but it's still an infrastructure. And this infrastructure has a big brain. This big brain looks after the health and security of this infrastructure, nothing else. Just like a CTO would not think about or look at the everyday dealings of a company. So the big brain, and it's very important for the infrastructure to be healthy and secure. And in our infrastructure, just like with the other slide, we have one or more workflows. But this is where things become very different. So each workflow has its own brain, and I call it small brain. And the small brain is responsible for this specific workflow. And what it does is it gives instructions, it analyzes, and it updates. And I'm going to walk you through everything. So the small brain, when the workflow starts working, when you turn it on, or when it starts on a timer, it gives the instruction to the orchestrator to start working. The orchestrator is just like a worker bee. It doesn't have a brain. It's just the thing that pulls the different levers. So basically, the orchestrator reads the instructions, takes the instruction to start working from the small brain, that reads the instructions on how to do the job, then uses various tools, the same as with the other slide, to perform every task, every step of the workflow. But then each step that is being performed has validators, and that can be one or multiple validators. And these validators make sure that the step is being performed exactly to the instructions. If it's not, it loops back. It loops back and it uses the same tool to redo the step. After it runs the whole workflow, it actually logs everything that happened into a file. And every time it runs, it logs a new file. That becomes the library. So after a few runs, that could be 5 runs, 10 runs, 15 runs, 50 runs, it doesn't matter. That's entirely up to you how you want it set up. The small brain reads the instructions and goes to this library of logs and analyzes every single log and starts looking for patterns. What are the things that are not working? Maybe in the output, there are things that are being looped constantly and need changing. Doesn't matter. After it analyzes all the logs, it creates a proposal on what needs to be updated. This proposal is then logged and waiting for a human, because we don't want our AI to be running on its own. So this proposal is waiting for a human to read through and either approve it, reject it, or edit it, and then approve it. Once the proposal is approved, the small brain goes to work and starts updating the whole workflow. So it will update any instructions that need updating, and will also rewrite the code if it needs rewriting. That way, next time it runs with the new instructions and the new code, it will do better. And this is how agentic AI is different from that. Because agentic AI needs to have the ability to learn, to analyze, to update when needs to, and become smarter over time.